This week on the Presidential Diary, President Akufo-Addo outlines policies for Ghana beyond aid as the country celebrates its 61st independence anniversary.
We are not going to achieve the transformation in our economy, which is necessary for Ghana beyond aid, by just talking about it. We have to do something about it. We have wasted enough time already. It is time to get on with it, and the time is now.
We'll bring you highlights of the anniversary parade, including the unveiling of the plan of the National Cathedral.
The broad representation of the Ghanaian Christian community at this event shows the emergence of a national coalition that will arise and build the cathedral to the glory of God.
Hello, I'm Jefferson Saki in the Indian capital of New Delhi, where President Akufo-Addo joins 24 other heads of state and government for the International Solar Alliance, or ISA Summit, at the invitation of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, as well as French President Emmanuel Macron. More on the summit in next week's edition of the Presidential Diary. Meanwhile, Ghana marked her 61st year of independence on March 6, 2018. The theme for the celebration, Ghana Beyond Aid, was specifically chosen by President Akufo-Addo to remind the nation of the need to work towards achieving a Ghana that does not basically depend on Western support for survival. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari was a special guest of honor. The morning of Ghana's 61st independence anniversary, and President Akufo-Addo walks to meet the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral, together with guests who have come to witness the design of what will become a monumental edifice in the nation's capital. During the country's 60th independence anniversary last year, President Akufo-Addo cut the sort for architectural work to begin. 1 year down the line, the master planner, Sir David Ajay, is here to present to the President and the Board of Trustees the outlook of the final work when completed.
And the people of Ghana. It is my deepest honor to present to you the architectural vision for the National Cathedral of Ghana. Today, on Ghana's National Day of Celebration of Independence. Unveiled here today will be a unique 21st century landmark.
On Sunday, the 25th of February 2018, 9 days to Ghana's 61st independence anniversary, President Akufo-Addo visited the Washington National Cathedral, the idea behind the new plan. The Washington National Cathedral, officially Cathedral Church of St. Peter and St. Paul in Washington, D.C., was chartered by the U.S. Congress in 1893 and established on Mount Auburn, the highest point in the city of Washington, D.C., in 1907. Its cornerstone was laid by President Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th President of the U.S. Although construction slowed during a period of economic hardship, the building was completed in 1990, taking over 80 years to build. President Akufo-Addo was taking round the various chapels and sessions of the cathedral, which serves as a national worship center for major national and religious activities in the U.S. Back in Accra, President Akufo-Addo reminded the nation of the significance of the National Cathedral and hoped that it may not take such a long period to complete the national edifice.
Exactly a year ago, on 6 March 2017, the 60th year of our independence, I cut the sword for the construction of a national cathedral on my way to the Independence Square celebration. The purpose of the cathedral, as I indicated at the sword cutting, was to offer thanksgiving to the Almighty for his blessings to us as a nation, and to address a missing link in the nation's architecture by building a church for national purposes. We're grateful to the Almighty that exactly a year on, and once again on my way to the Independence Square celebrations, we're gathered here to unveil the design. I'm deeply grateful to the distinguished Board of Trustees and the eminent clergy and the Secretariat of the Cathedral Project for working around the clock to make this possible. One of the significant developments of the past year was the commissioning of an architect for the Cathedral Project. I'm proud to announce to the nation that we have commissioned one of the most iconic of contemporary global architects and a son of Ghana. David Adjaye as the main architect for the project. Some of his iconic works include the National Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington, D.C., and the Nobel Peace Center, the Museum of the Nobel Peace Awards in Oslo, Norway. In commissioning him, we pay tribute to Ghanaian and Ghanaian diasporan excellence. As you will soon see and hear, David Adjaye's design for the National Cathedral not only addresses our needs, but it is one that we can all be proud of as Ghanaians. Throughout history, what has distinguished the great cathedrals and those with a national character is the broad mobilization of the entire community in support of the building and maintenance of the cathedrals. Before the cathedrals, this was true of the temples and the tabernacle. On Sunday, the 25th of February this year, I visited the Washington National Cathedral to go and worship, and was reminded once again of this truth. The challenge of building Ghana's National Cathedral, therefore, relates to the mobilization of our people in support of the project. The broad representation of the Ghanaian Christian community at this event shows the emergence of a national coalition that will arise and build the cathedral to the glory of God. I was told by the priests of the Washington National Cathedral that it took 83 years to complete. I'm confident that Almighty God will enable us to build ours in a shorter period. Thank you, and may God bless us all in our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong.
Minutes after unveiling the plan of the National Cathedral at the Accra International Conference Center, President Akufo-Addo joined the thousands of Ghanaians who had gathered at the Black Star Square in Accra, also known as the Independence Square, to mark the 61st anniversary of the country. While the parade by the Ghana Armed Forces, security services and school children also had some market women marching to show their pride for the nation. Here are excerpts of the anniversary parade.
Of the potential play reminds us of our responsibility to keep the spirit alive. Ladies and gentlemen, approaching the dais now, we have representatives from Okaishi, Agogoroshi, Antamanto, and Makola Traders and Corpus Union marching past. They are displaying their products and wares beautifully as they march past and dress beautifully in their native clothes.
On behalf of the government and people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I am honored by the special invitation extended to me by His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo on his auspicious occasion and of the occasion of the 61st Independence Anniversary of the Republic of Ghana. I am delighted at the warm reception accorded me and my entourage since our arrival in this beautiful city of Accra. Your Excellency, I would like to pay special tribute to all leaders of the Republic, right from the era of the late past President Dr. Kwame Nkrumah to date. We must acknowledge their various contributions. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I extend my personal congratulations to President Akufo-Addo on your successful 1 year in office, with special note on the strides recorded by your administration within a space of just 365 days. All these efforts, I am aware, have made Ghana to become a good destination for foreign direct investment, just like Nigeria. Accept my congratulations. Your Excellency, my tributes to you and the people of Ghana will not be complete without acknowledging your efforts at tackling corruption, which has eaten into the fabrics of our societies. I congratulate both the government and the Parliament for the quick passage of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act and its signing into law. Your Excellency can be assured that you have a good partner in me as I look forward to any form of collaboration between Nigeria and Ghana in tackling the menace of endemic corruption. Given all these public policies, it becomes reassuring that with the right leadership, Africa drives to eradicate poverty and to entrench democracy is on course. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria and Ghana share close cultural and historic ties, which have continued to shape our bilateral relations. Once again, I note with pride that our common colonial experience, as well as parallel socio-economic and political development, and the patriotic vision of our leaders have helped greatly in shaping this unique relationship, not only in West African sub-region, but in our collaborative action internationally. Excuse me. It is therefore my strong desire that we owe it as a duty to ensure that our good peoples continue to live in each other's countries uninhibited. Our newly rejuvenated Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation has already provided us with good platform in resolving any differences while focusing on our main developmental objectives. Your Excellency, permit me to put on record Ghana's untiring efforts in brokering peace in Togo by bringing all the warring parties to the negotiating table. I am appealing to the opposition parties in Togo to please come together and resolve their differences so that Togo will move forward. In the same vein, I wish Nigeria and Ghana to continue to provide the impetus in realizing the objectives and ideals of the founding fathers of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to ensure security, peace, and development of our region. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the government and people of Nigeria, I join other well-wishers to congratulate the government and good people of Ghana on this momentous occasion of your celebration of freedom. Long live the Republic of Ghana. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I thank you all.
I must first of all extend on behalf of all Ghanaians a warm welcome to our guest of honor, that sterling champion of the battle against one of Africa's most pernicious diseases, corruption in public life, Muhammadu Buhari. President of the great Federal Republic of Nigeria and his delegation. We are delighted that he has accepted our invitation to share this special day with us. Fellow Ghanaians, on this, our 61st anniversary of our independence, it is important to remind ourselves that around the time of our independence, we had peers such as Malaysia, South Korea, and Singapore. Our per capita incomes were very similar at around 450 United States dollars in 1960. And our economies were dependent on the production of primary commodities. Today, these countries, once our peers, have significantly transformed themselves into industrialized economies. Income per head in Singapore is now at 51,431 United States dollars. South Korea at 29,115 United States dollars. And Malaysia at 9,623 United States dollars, compared to Ghana's at 1,152 United States dollars. We are still dependent on the export of primary commodities, as was the case at the time of Gordon Gettysburg. We must admit, sadly, that in the area of economic development, we have underachieved relative to our peers at independence. Even though underachievement may have been a major part of our history thus far, it should no longer be part of our destiny. The only nation we are destined to become is the one we choose and decide to be. We do not have to accept someone's definition of Africa or Ghana. We must define and craft our own destiny. As the American politician William Jennings Bryan once put it, and I quote, "Destiny is not a matter of choice. It is not a thing to be waited for. It is a thing to be achieved," unquote. But achieving our destiny requires a deliberate qualitative change in all aspects of our lives, especially in the structure of our economy, the nature of our infrastructure, the education of our young people and acquisition of skills, and above all, in our attitudes and holding firm to the values that define us. The change in our fortunes will only happen when our economy improves. Since I became president, I've been advocating for a Ghana, indeed an Africa beyond aid, and I'm keen to have the support of all of us in this enterprise. Nobody needs to spell it out to us that the economic transformation we desire will not come through aid. We've been on that trajectory for most of the past 61 years, and it has not happened. We are told there is aid fatigue. The taxpayers of the aid givers have a right to decide how their tax money is spent. The truth is that even if there were no aid fatigue, and with the best will in the world, and the most charitable governments in place in the so-called donor countries, there will be never enough aid to develop Ghana to the level we want. Aid was never meant to be what would bring us to the status of a developed nation. I do not, by advocating a status beyond aid, want to inflict poverty on us or thumb our noses against those who have helped us and continue to do so. There's nothing to be gained in celebrating an ideological victory in poverty. There's no pride or dignity in poverty. There's no dignity in having hungry children or mothers dying needlessly in childbirth. And there's no dignity in drinking dirty water. We need no lessons in that. My fellow Ghanaians, ours is a country that is well endowed with many natural resources, such as gold, bauxite, iron ore, diamonds, oil, natural gas, timber, cocoa, water, fertile land, etc. The truth, however, is that the state of our nation does not bear out that we have these natural endowments. Poverty continues to be our lot. Mismanagement, corruption, and high fiscal deficits have become the hallmarks of our economy, which we finance through borrowing and foreign aid. It is time to pursue a path to prosperity and self-respect for our nation. A Ghana beyond aid is a prosperous and self-confident Ghana that is in charge of her economic destiny. A transformed Ghana that is prosperous enough to be beyond needing aid and that engages competitively with the rest of the world through trade and investment. It is possible. It is not a pie-in-the-sky notion, because other countries, including some of our peers at independence, have done exactly that. It is doable, and we must believe that what others with less resources can do, we can do. However, we're not going to achieve the transformation in our economy, which is necessary for a Ghana beyond aid, by just talking about it. We have to do something about it. As a start, we have to do things differently to realize this goal of a Ghana beyond aid. Business as usual will not do it. It cannot happen by waving a magic wand, and it cannot be achieved overnight. Indeed, the most rapid cases of economic and social transformation in history, those in Southeast Asia, generally span a period of 30 years, about a generation. We cannot wait that long. We have wasted enough time already. It is time to get on with it, and the time is now. You've heard me say on a number of occasions, I'm a man in a hurry, but I'm also a realistic man. To get to a Ghana beyond aid, we will have to harness effectively our own resources and deploy them creatively and efficiently for rapid economic and social transformation. As I said in the Independence Day address last year, this will require, quote, hard work, enterprise, creativity, and a consistent fight against corruption in public life, unquote. It is also will require that we break from a mentality of dependency and adopt a confident, can-do spirit fueled by love for our dear country, Ghana. We cannot subordinate the common good to build a prosperous nation to the selfish interests of a few. Moving beyond Ghana beyond aid means ensuring that future generations of Ghanaians have a healthy environment to inherit. We must thus be determined to protect our environment and water bodies by joining hands in the fight against illegal mining, also known as galamsey, in order to bring an end to the devastation of some of our landscape and the pollution of our water bodies occasioned by the activities of illegal miners. We have to win that fight to keep our environment clean and protect our heritage for our descendants. Fellow Ghanaians, we have started on the right path towards a prosperous future with the concrete steps we are taking to restore macroeconomic stability and economic growth. After a year of disciplined and innovative economic management, the results have been remarkable. Our economy has grown from 3.6% in 2016, the lowest in 22 years, to 7.9% in 2017, and is this year expected to grow at 8.3%, which would make it the fastest growing economy in the world. Inflation has gone down from 15.6% at the end of 2016 to 10.3% as of January this year. Ghanaian industry has witnessed a spectacular revival from a growth rate of negative 0.5% in 2016 to 17.7% in 2017. Interest rates are on the decline, the cedi is stabilizing, and the fiscal deficit has gone down from 9.3% in 2016 to 5.6% of GDP in 2017, with a projection of 4.5% in 2018. Fiscal discipline has been restored, and fiscal consolidation has taken hold. For the first time since 2016, government has been able to meet its fiscal deficit target. We will continue to manage the economy in a disciplined and sound framework so that we maintain fiscal and debt sustainability. This, in the long run, is fundamental to moving beyond aid. Let us, on this joyful occasion, salute the leadership and the gallant men and women of our security forces who in the various operations, Calm Life, Cowleg, and Vanguard, are putting their lives on the line to protect our environment and guarantee our safety and security. They are patriots indeed. Fellow Ghanaians, Ghana Beyond Aid is meant to be more than a slogan. It is meant to propel us into the frame of mind that will quicken the pace of our development. It is meant to change our mindset from one of dependency to one of achieving our destiny. It is meant to put us in charge of our own affairs and make us truly independent. Above all, Ghana beyond aid will give us the respect and dignity we deserve. Let us believe in ourselves. Let us believe in Ghana and in Mother Africa. God bless us all. God bless Africa. God bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. Thank you for your attention.
And with that speech by President Akufo-Addo at the 6th March parade for the 61st anniversary of the country's independence, we end today's edition of the Presidential Diary, coming to you today from New Delhi, where President Akufo-Addo joins 24 other heads of state and government for the International Solar Alliance, or ISA Summit, at the invitation of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and French President Emmanuel Macron. We have more on this particular summit in next week's edition of the Presidential Diary. I'm Jefferson Saki. See you next time.